Hey everyone, today we're going to be making the Don't Hug Me I'm Scared duck charm. And I know in a previous video I said that this one takes it doesn't take a long time to do, it just took me a long time to figure out how to make it. So there's that. You're probably not gonna need to do the extra part with the brows that I did originally, but it makes his head look more fuller. I think there's a loose spot here. I don't know what that's from. But yeah, he looks pretty cute. And I know his eyes look a bit soulless because I couldn't really fit the white parts for the eyes here. See, it was more easy with red guy because like it kind of sticks out of his head, so it looks natural. But with duck here, I couldn't really manage it. So yeah. So today, I know the very obvious thing. I don't have any regular yellow. I only have these beige bands because neon yellow would just look too bright. So yeah, that's why I only have beige. But if you have yellow, it would be great to put yellow for the beak and then yellow for the feet that I'm going to show you how to make. And they're not going to look particularly like this. I figured out how to do it last time, it's just I didn't have it with this particular charm. But it's going to still look pretty much the same. So first we're going to start off by taking 2 of your forest green from the camo collection, or any, like, could even be like neon green, just any type of green. If you want to make him any other color, that's fine. Or if you just want to make a normal duck with a tux, you can do that too. That's also fine. Then we're going to come down the sides like this. Also, the head's probably going to look a bit different, like I said before, because I'm not going to add the brows, because I think it just makes it a little harder to make. So, oh, yeah. So, at this point, you should have this this band going from the center pin, the center middle pin, second one, to the left side peg. And then for this side, you have to have, so we place this band, then for the next band you go from the middle to the right, and then you put another band over that one from the middle to the left, and then you put these 2 bands on either side. Sorry, my instructions kind of off today. I'm kind of feeling a bit off too. So now we've got to put those 2 bands below these. Then we're going to put some on the right below the other 2. And then we have to put some in the middle, otherwise he's going to have a very hollow face, and we don't want that. So there's 1, 2, and I think we have to put 3 before we close it off. And 3, there we go. So now we're going to take 2 more of the forest green, or whatever color you're using, and we're going to go from the left to the middle peg, whatever you want to call it, and then for this one we're going to go from the right peg to the middle peg, like that. Then we gotta take 2 more bands, and we are going to use that for the neck. I just want to make sure they're not tangled. There we go. Neck piece engaged. Alright, so now we're up to this part. Now we've got to make the shoulders. So I think for this is when we start to use our, well, at least I'm going to be using the Tin Man brown, because I think it gives it like a nice grayish brownish texture that Duck's coat is. I think his coat's actually gray, or tuxedo, whatever. It's actually gray, but it looked brown to me in some pictures, so I figured this is a fine color. If you don't have gray, you can use Tin Man or any kind of dark brown. But if you do have gray or gray jelly bands, because I think they only have gray jelly bands for Rainbow Loom bands, but those work fine too. Anyway, enough rambling. We're gonna go from the center peg to the left peg for underneath the neck here, just like this. Then we're gonna get 2 more, and we're going to put it from the center peg to the right peg, creating like shoulder shapes here. So now we got to, before we go to the sides, we're going to go down the middle at least 2 times. So 1, and then 2, like that. And now we're just going to focus on making the sides. Don't worry about the arms. We're going to get to the arms later. Yeah. So, sorry if the placing's taking a long time. They're kind of tangled up. So, yeah, you just go down like you were doing a fishtail. So you just go down like this. And I think we're going to go down for at least 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I would say about 5 times. 5 or 6 times. I'm going to go for 6. Because I remember when we made red guy, or in my case blue guy, I only put 5 bands going down for the body. And it wound up being too short. So I think 6 is better. So that means red guy's body length was probably 7, but I'm not super sure about that. So we're going to go down 2 more times at this point because we're at 4, so we just need this 5th row and then the 6th row. Now for the 6th row is going to be sticking out. So when we put a placeholder band, also, we're going to have to fill up the middle. I thought that was pretty obvious because, you know, I didn't place any bands in the middle, and we usually do that. As you can see with the duck charm, there's bands in the middle. So, yeah. Wait. Hold on a second. There's something. There we go. Okay. Yeah, so we have to put some of these bands in the middle. I hope I put enough on my table to get it. I'm gonna have to get more or just grab more from my thing. So there's 1. So we have to put it down 3 more times in the middle. So 2, 3, and then 4. And now let me just make sure. Oh, make sure your bands, I forgot to mention this, make sure your bands are not tangled, because then you're going to have a really warped looking duck, and it's not going to be fun. So, yeah. Just give me a second. I'm going to get some more of the Tin Man bands, because I need way more than I put here. I'm going to get way more. There we go. Alright. Now I have enough. Okay. So now we're going to go down 2 more pegs on this side, on the right, and then on the left. And if you're worried about space, we don't have to worry about that because we're going to do the arms and legs on our hook. You could even do it with a pen or a paintbrush handle. It actually works for that too, which is interesting. But anyway, so, and don't worry, we'll get to the face later, but I do want to get the limbs out of the way. So first we're going to take 1 green band and we're going to wrap it around 1, 2, 3 times, like that. And now we're going to make at least, let me see, 1, 2, 3. It seems like we did 4 bands here. Alright, so we have to make at least 4 bands for the arms. Also, if you wanted to make the hand bigger, instead of this being your brown or Tin Man color, you would make this the green or forest green, and then you would continue on to the Tin Man color for like 3 more times. So, there's that. Just in case if you did want to give him some bigger hands. I think he looks cuter with the smaller hands. But you can do it the other way if you want to. You don't have to do it the way I'm doing it. So, yeah, in my red guy video, if you do want to know like the steps to make this properly, you can go to that video if you want. But I can give you a refresher once we're working on the legs, because it's basically the same as the arms. The only thing is I always add an extra. Actually, in this case, I don't I think I only added 2 bands, double bands for the legs, because I didn't want his legs to be too big, because his head's already kind of bulky. So yeah, in my original design I was actually going to give him like little feet, but it didn't work out well because the feet wound up looking kind of stupid. So alright, so now we have our 4 bands. We are now going to place them onto the left shoulder peg right here. It's the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pin down. So you're going to place that right here. Like that. And now we're going to make the one for the right or the left arm, whatever one you did first. So 1, 2, 3, all times your band's wrapped around that hook right there. And then we're going to get 2 of your brown, or like I said earlier, if you want to make bigger hands, you'd use green. So as you can see what I just did, I not flipped, but I kind of just brought on this wrapped band to these 2 looser bands. And then I flip it over onto the hook. Now we're going to do that again with 2 more bands. Flip it on, then put it back on your hook like this. And then we're just going to do this at least 2 more times to create a good arm length for our duck. Well, duck from Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared. It's not really any ordinary duck, I don't think. Not many ducks in our times wearing full-on suits. Anyway, so there we go. We've got our arm for the duck. Now we are going to place that onto our loom right here. Like that. There we go. And now, once we are done with that, now we're going to go to our legs. And for that, we are actually only going to work with the beige bands. I did want to incorporate stripes in the design, but it doesn't look that clean. So, yeah. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our beige band here and hook it around 1, 2, 3 times. Same with the hands. I never like to do it 4 times because it always snaps for some reason. So now we're going to get 2 bands and we're going to flip these onto the other 2 bands like that. Just the same we did with the arms, but we're only going to do it 1 more time now because we don't want the legs to be too long, because we already added 2 bands for like the legs here. Now you might not think like oh, also, sorry about this, but we're going to have to remove this band, because what we're going to do is we're actually going to put the one of the triangular bands right here. And I'll show you how to do that in a moment. I have to place this onto the left bottom peg right here where a foot should go. Now we have to make the right or the left leg, whatever one's left for you to do. So let's take a band, wrap it around 1, 2, 3 times. Then we get 2 bands of beige or yellow, whatever color you have for the feet. And we're going to put those bands onto that. And then we're going to do this for 1 more time. And then we should have both of our feet once that's done. So flip that over onto there. Then we flip it back onto the hook. And then we hook it onto the bottom, like that. Great. Now, we're going to pause on the body, and we're going to work on the head. So for this, I'm going to show you how to do the eyes first, because the eyes are easier to do. I mean, the beak's not that hard, but it would be good to show you how to do some eyes. Anyway, so we're going to get a hook, our hook. We're going to get a band on it, and wrap around 1, 2, 3 times. Gonna push that down a bit. Then we're gonna get another black band, whatever one you want for eye color. 1, 2, 3 times. Should have specified it's for the eyes. I think you kind of already knew though. I think I mentioned it. Then we're gonna take 1 green band or whatever you have for your skin tone. Oh wait, I'm actually gonna use a different one because that one looked like it was gonna snap. We're gonna take 1 green band. We're gonna put our eye color onto it. And don't worry about it looking scrunched up. We are definitely going to make sure it separates. So we're going to put it right here on the 2 third pegs. And then we're going to hook it up in the middle. Oh, make sure to separate your eyes before you hook it up in the middle, because you don't want him to have wonky eyes. That's not going to be fun. So, I don't know why this part's always the hardest for me. So you have to take one of these bands and... Sorry if this is taking a long time. Okay. Then we got to take this one right here, this top one, and we go up like that. That way it kind of creates, like, the eyes more separately. Okay, now that we're done with that, we can move on to the beak, and then we can finally do the triangle bands and looping. So now we're actually going to technically make 2 beaks here. Yeah, so you're really going to have to push down these bands here. So if you want to just make 1 beak, it's fine. I think I'm just going to just make 1 beak because he does look cute with 2. If you want to do 2, I can show you how to do that. So you take 1 band, go wrap around 1, 2, 3 times. Then we gotta take 2 of these bands and stretch these bands onto it. And we don't hook it up this time. We just put it here. And usually if you just had 1 beak, you would put it right here and be done with it. But when I made the double beak, I went like this. I flipped it over onto here, and then I put, made another beak the same way. So 1, 2, 3 times. You get 2 of your beige bands, and then you pull it over, and then you put it onto here. And I've tested this out. This definitely does work. It should be fine for you. I don't think it's gonna like not work. I've actually tested it out on this smaller version of Duck. I kind of made like a weird head version. And I know he has eyes. Just ignore that. It doesn't look that great, but at least I worked out the beak. But I'm just going to do 1 beak. If you want to keep it like that, then you can. And if you want to know how you would hook it with 2 beaks, you just avoid the capping. You just avoid this band. You just go underneath and then you hook it up. Yeah. So now that we've got all that out of the way, never mind. We can keep it like that. All right. So, there's one thing I actually did forget to show you. So this is actually fine that we're doing it now. So we can take this second band from here off our loom. And what we're going to do with these is we need to add his little handkerchief. Yeah, we need to add his little handkerchief. So you would think you'd want to put it on the right because it's on his right side. But when you flip it around for this, it's going to end up on his left side. So yeah, it's not going to be good. So you want to do it on this side. So that way you have it on the right one. So we're going to wrap our red band around 1, 2, 3 times on our hook. Then we're going to get our brown or Tin Man bands. And we're going to put those red bands onto our 2 brown bands or Tin Man bands. Then we're going to put it back like that. And then we're going to slap this next one back onto there like that. And now we're definitely ready to put the triangular bands on. Yay! So now we're gonna go here. I'm gonna actually zoom in for this part. I'm gonna move the camera a bit. I swear I can never get in the right position. All right, so let me zoom in a bit more. That way you get the full experience. All right. So now we're going to take one. I don't have a good grip today. We're going to take one of these bands and we're going to put it right here on the 3rd peg lower, like down this way. And we're going to put the band right here on the left peg. Then we're going to wrap it around this middle peg like that, and then put it to the right peg at the end. So then we're kind of making like an arch shape here. And now, how in the world did that, I hope you saw that on camera because my phone's not. Alright, sorry about that. My video cut out. What happened was I think I accidentally turned off my phone while recording. That was awful. Anyway, you know what? I'm going to show you how to do the... If you already saw it in the other part, you could skip this part, but I'm going to show you again because I don't think it really caught on camera. So, I'm going to take this off. So, I'm going to show you again how to do this. So, we're going to take one brown or Tin Man band, and then we're going to wrap it. We're going to put it on the left peg here, wrap it around the middle peg, and then go to the right peg, and you're making an arch shape like that. So then, now all there is to do is to just put some more triangular bands. So we're gonna go one like that. So instead of doing an arch, we're just gonna like not have it wrapped around. It's only gonna be here. Now we gotta take another band, single band. We gotta go like that, and then we have to get it onto the now it's the third triangular band, and then we got one more to go, and we stop here. Okay, and we're not going to need any for the face, because the face typically does not need that. So now it's time for us to hook. So we're going to get this underneath this tan foot here, and then we're going to get the brown bands from here and pull up. Then we're going to get it on the right side or left side, whatever side you need to. Now you pull it up to the second peg, and you just keep looming it up like a fishtail band. You go underneath these capping bands, you get the bottom two, you hook it up to the next one. This one you don't need to worry about capping bands or triangular bands because it's in the middle. Get underneath the band, get these two, pull it up. You kind of repeat this step except for the middle one because the middle one doesn't have that issue. You repeat it all the way up until we get to this part. So just go in under that, going beyond the triangular band, get the bottom two, pull it up to the next peg, then get the bottom two, pull it up to the next peg, avoid the triangular band, get to the next peg, triangular band, then you gotta avoid that band there, bring that to the next peg, bring that to the next peg, avoid that, bring it to the next peg. Alright, now for this part, instead of pulling up, we're getting underneath the arm bands, and then we're going to go into the center with those bands we just pulled. Now for the right side or left side, wherever you're on, get underneath the arm bands, then you gotta grab the bottom two, pull it over into the middle peg. Now we get underneath all these bands for the middle, and then we grab the neck bands, the ones all the way at the bottom. I just pulled those one at a time. You can do that too. I also like to loosen the bands like this when when you have too many bands in one spot. So yeah, now we gotta grab a top band here, two top bands, and bring it over to the right if you placed it on like I did. And now we grab them toward the left, so you get the second second first bands. And then finally we just get the bands that go across here to the face. Like that. Now we're just going to loop up the bands. We just gotta avoid the beak bands. And we pull the bottom two up. Oh no. Oh no, 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 no. See, look at that. I accidentally got 2 bands here. I don't know how I did it, but I got 2 bands. Yeah, the professionals at work here. So if you come across this problem, it's pretty easy to fix. I've never really come across it before, but you just go like that and you just have it like that. Now this time I'm going to try to avoid doing that same mistake. I don't know how I did that, but it looks like it looped up fine. I'm just going to try to detangle it. There we go. Okay, I think that solves the issue. There we go. Now we just gotta pull up the middle without getting underneath any counter bands. Now you gotta go below the I band for this, take the bottom 2, pull it up. Then you gotta avoid a band here, again get these ones to the top, then avoid the I band here, get these 2 to the top. And then just like how we did it here, or like here rather, we're going to get these 2 on the left and bring them into the middle, bring these bottom 2 bands on the right and bring it into the middle. Now all we have to do is just make our capping band. So get under all those bands, grab the bottom 2, pull it up to the middle peg, then we gotta go and get to the bottom 2 bands and not loop it, but we're kind of wrapping it over this one that was on top. And then we get this and we pull it. Pull it so that way it doesn't, that way it's not, the thing doesn't fall apart at the end. That's the word. So now we are ready to loop up duck. Or not loop up, we're ready to take him off the loom. I am messing up my words so much today. Alright, but yeah. I hope he comes out good. He should come out fine due to my observations. I've only really made this design actually once. I did technically make Duck a first time, but he didn't look that good in that rendition. So, yeah. He didn't look that good at all. Anyway, so yeah, just gently take him off using the back of your hook. Or like if you have a crochet hook like me, you can use like the handle part of it. Or you can use the back of a paintbrush handle or just like the back of a pen. Preferably one of those, I don't know what they're called. But anyway, here we have our duck. And he looks so cute. And see, his beak's a bit smaller here because I only put the 1. But if you did want to have, like it bigger, then you would do it like this. Also, I think I might have made this taller by accident. Yeah. But it's okay. He still looks good. Yeah, he's still shorter than Red Guy, so he still looks cute to me. Also, I will show you how to hide the top bands here. So what you're going to do is you're going to go underneath the closest bands to the top. So I would say these 4. Then you would grab these top 2 bands and you would wrap it underneath this. And then you have your duck with the hidden thingy. So yeah, that's my tutorial for duck, and he looks really, really cute. Yeah. So I hope you liked this tutorial. Also, I just realized his head kind of bends back a bit, so if you want to like kind of bend it forward a little bit, you can. He still looks good otherwise. So I hope you liked this tutorial. If you did, give it a thumbs up, and if you don't, then please don't be mean. Just give me criticism, that's it. That's all I ask, just be civil. And if you want to share it with anyone else, you can do that. Yeah. And yeah, he does look a bit different in the legs here, but that's because I don't really know what I did with him. But I think this one actually looks better because it looks like he has legs and not stubs like this one. Also, honestly, I think the tan bands make him look a bit more realistic, which is cool. So if you want a more realistic look, you can use tan bands, or even skin. Well, actually, skin tone ones would make him look fleshy. It would look weird. Anyway, I'm going to end the video here, and yeah, see you next time.